The downtown east side of Vancouver. In this area of the city, it is a natural instinct to not look at the faces of people around you. This neighborhood is known for being home to the less fortunate and the overlooked. However, each person has a story, an untold story, and one that may seem incomprehensible to us. This is the story of Michael Geilen, an individual who is no stranger to being invisible.
I've never really had a lot of friends. I was pretty much a ghost. Like, I was there, but very hard to see.
In 1998, Michael moved into the Jim Green residence, a housing complex for low-income, single-living occupants. 3 years earlier, he had been sent away by his father and forced to fend for himself.
My stepfather drove me to the train station. He bought me a ticket bound to Seattle, a one-way ticket bound for Seattle. And the last thing he said to me was, "If you even try and contact us within 6 months, I will kill you." So
he now finds himself living in a close-knit community where he plays an active role in providing friendship to other tenants.
I do my best to give back to the other tenants. Like, I am a member of the volunteer tenant board. The day before Welfare Day, I show a movie marathon type thing. Plus, there's one bedridden, especially bedridden tenant of the building that, like, I do errands for, or banking for. I also do a lot of errands for some of the other tenants as well.
In 1986, Michael began to experience changes while returning home from his job at a local restaurant. His stepfather asked him why he was limping. Even though he was in fact walking oddly, Michael was not aware of it. His speech slowly became more slurred and his walking more unsteady, often with loss of balance. This was a terrible time for Michael to have to learn to live on his own. He had been to 8 doctors, including neurologists, and underwent genetic testing with no explanations.
All I know is I have ataxia. I don't know what strain or type or whatever, but I don't care what kind I have, just because it's what I have to deal with, and that knowing what type doesn't make any difference on how it affects me.
According to the National Ataxia Foundation, many people are diagnosed each year with an unknown form of ataxia. These unknown forms of ataxia can affect any age and population group, and may be non-genetic or an inherited form of ataxia. As research continues, the classification of ataxias will continue to expand, and the causes of currently unknown forms of ataxia will be more clearly defined. Since these people never receive an actual name or category for their illness, they are left in the dark regarding their future, or how to deal with their symptoms. Natural reactions can include depression, confusion, anger, or an overall loss of confidence in the medical field. Without a definition of their illness, people may find it difficult to communicate their condition and can be rejected by friends and family, and they may be unable to receive or generate sufficient financial support. While his ataxia continued to progress, Michael tried finding ways to fight it. He found that when talking to people, the all-too-common response was, "What?" In order to improve his speech, he began singing karaoke.
I would listen a lot to the conversation around me. by the others in the bar, and then I would pipe up that I had something of my own, and the comment that I heard most often at that time was, "What?" And because of that, I decided to do the karaoke because I knew about Hank Williams. He had a very extremely bad stutter, but when he sang, it came out clearly. So I figured that it might help me out.
Singing the lyrics in time with the bouncing ball kept his mind and mouth working in synchronization. Michael began writing poetry to analyze his emotions and confusion with his obstacles. He felt he needed to say something, he just did not know what. After years of improving his literary skills, he was finally published. Not once, not twice, but 6 times in the International Library of Poetry. Over the years, his poetry has earned him medals and trophies.
I call the poem One Man's Mountain. Onward he muddles through his troubled mind, alone but for a tenuous thread, borne by a man he calls Dad. Yet through his turmoiled senses, a light he sees within himself, with which he may overcome all. And so, slowly, with gathering rapidity, he remembers to walk again, left, right, recalling the mechanics, fueled by the memory of the wheelchair he left behind, wrestling through the quagmire of horrendous past events, step by painful step, extricating himself from the chains of past demeanors, pulling at the invisible ropes of justice and tenacity. Language becomes his weapon of choice, slaying monsters only he may know. Monsters once vanquished will set him free.
But his most important attempt at keeping his weaknesses from worsening was cycling. Since his balance was compromised, Michael rides a 3-wheeled bicycle, which significantly increases his sense of freedom. He rides almost daily, and some of his bigger city-to-city trips cover over 25 kilometers. Michael finds that the cycling is not just about maintaining the physical strength, but the concentration to keep the mind and legs working in synchronization.
My trike was built in China. Somebody imported it from China, and I bought it secondhand from Bike Works down here in the east side. It came with a smaller front sprocket, so I changed that to a larger sprocket. And another alteration, I also added the cover over the back of the trailer in the back. I've gone halfway through Surrey. I cycled from my place to Alexander and Dunleavy all the way down to halfway through Surrey. And on another occasion, it only took me 2 hours to get from my place to North Road in Lougheed in Coquitlam. feel the reason that I've been so easy to get along with is because I'm just myself. And you either like me or you don't. Take it or leave it, as they say. And most people like that, I guess.